Hello, ComicsGate. This is Midday Repartee. I am Ronta and Glory, joined today not by Captain Fuckhead, no, by the appropriate co-host for Tuesday, uh, the creator of Blood Hunt and Tales from the Napverse. How you doing, Sim?
I'm doing fine and amazing. So welcome everyone to the best midday show in CG.
That's right. Doesn't hurt being the only midday show.
Exactly.
And of course, it's funny, call it midday, but this thing is so international, which is awesome. It's like it's only midday for a handful of, for this little sliver of CG.
Yeah, but the fact that the show's called the Midday Repartee tells people do not watch this until it's midday.
There you go. Wherever you are, that
Right?
should be how it's done. Correct. Correct. Welcome to the chat. All those who are here, if you can, give it a like, give it a share.
Yeah, we got Rot 10 in the chat.
I'm
What?
I'm all over that chat. We got Bastolian Dave. We got Adrian Blum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got something today. No, it was
Ooh.
yesterday. I didn't even remember getting this, and I'm not sure how or why or if this person's even ComicsGate. But Gunship Thunder Punch, Brian Shear.
Oh, the Transformer thing.
It's pretty badass. Like
Is
I
it?
gotta say, the art is really, the storytelling visually and the written word, fantastic stuff, man. This is a great book. But I don't know if Brian Shear is CG or not. I'm not sure.
From what I remember, he was, but this entire thing of the Mike and Doug thing, and he was friends with them, and I think he just went on his own little side there. I don't know if he is, but hey, yeah, CG will never die.
That's right.
It will
How you doing,
change,
Dave?
grow, and become something else. It's a fucking ideology. It can't die. You can't kill an idea.
That's the beauty of it, man. And I guess I kind of wanted to talk about this today because I hear it from different places, different people, like that CG's dead or that version of CG's dead, and it's like, yeah, this thing is always it's constant evolution
Okay, hold on.
of the
I,
thing.
I'm taking note of how many times now. We're what 1,000 times that somebody said that CG's dead. Hold on,
Right.
CG. Hold on, opening the book. 2,000, Okay, I got it.
Yeah, yeah, you hear it a lot, and there's always a new iteration of it. There's always a new reason for it. And yeah, it changes. It might not be the thing. It's not going to be the thing that it was maybe when you got into it, and maybe that disappoints or upsets people. I get that. Sometimes
Now
you
we
don't
have we have
like it
Ace
when
in
things change.
we have Ace in the chat disagreeing with me on purpose just to create a conversation here. CG as it was
Yeah,
is dead, brother. Which
yeah,
which
and it's
version
like,
of it?
yeah,
Which
there's so
version of
many
it?
iterations. Exactly. I mean, when it first started, it was had nothing to do with creating
It started with a
our
worm,
own books.
turned into a caterpillar. I'm joking.
Where are you going with that?
The
Right.
butterfly. I was doing the butterfly thing, but I cracked up. I couldn't do it without cracking up. I'm sorry. I was doing like starts as a worm, turns into a yeah.
Yes. Skip Edwards is here. Smiling Bandito. We got some comic book black belt is also in the chat,
Oh
which
yeah.
we are.
Yeah.
He won the elevator pitch contest. That's why we have only death can save us. This overlay here on the right hand side of the screen. Go check that out.
Oh yeah, that's the guy.
OnlyDeathCanSaveUs.com. Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry, guy. I meet so many people sometimes. It doesn't. I'm like, I know that name. What book is it? And then you're like, that book down the side. Oh, that. Okay, got it.
yeah.
Sorry.
And I do have links for comic book black belt down in the description below. So check that out, everybody. We got George coming on in here. He's a little blurry today. Not sure what's going on.
Hold on a second. I'm feeling a little hazy, and I'm on the phone. Can you guys give me a minute?
Yep, we sure can. Here, I'm just gonna boot him out.
Yeah.
How's that? I want to look at that
To,
blurry
to,
shit.
to address Lucius there in the chat, Burger King. I like Burger King. You got to get the extra large bacon double cheeseburger meal. It's always best. It's good shit. Good shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that
double
was suffice
Whopper.
for you.
Yeah. The double Whopper is the best, right?
I don't know if we had that over here.
You know?
No.
Huh.
It's ours is a lot smaller than yours, I think.
Yeah, ours are really,
We're
really
talking
freaking
about
wide.
capacity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to. Yeah, no, you mentioned international. I thought that was a good time to come in. It's an international show, you know,
There you
adding
go.
a bit of British to it. Although it is 7 o'clock here, so it's not really midday. But
Yeah, exactly.
it's all right.
That's what it cracks me up. And this is one of the
Oh.
things. Drawing aces, CG as it was is dead, and
Yeah, you
I guess
continue going.
you can
You
agree
can-
or argue with that,
You
but
continued saying phase 1 is dead, phase 2 is dead, phase 3 is dead. Right now, until something new develops, CG as we have known it is dead. No, I think what's happening is phase 1 finish, phase 2 done, phase 3 it's the one that got caught into evolving into what the hell's going on right now and becoming something new. And I like to joke around going to CG next gen. Because this is where the people have to accept that it's just an ideology. You can't kill an idea. The idea is to respect the customer and trying to offer the quality, and you're not going to tell me what book I can or cannot fucking do. I will try it, and if it works, people back it, then it's a hit. If people decide that they don't want to back it, then I will move on to something else. Try another thing.
right.
This is how it's supposed to be. And I don't think I see people, and yes, people are trying to hijack it. People are trying to make sure that it dies. And the only thing I will tell people, don't bite, because that's what they want you to think. If you believe it is dead, then it will be.
Razamaz is he's got his finger on the pulse as always. Phase 4 is donating to randos in the chat. Yeah, that is definitely we're gonna get that going here soon. YouTube, make this a possibility. We should be able to super chat to the most entertaining contributors. Man, that's actually not a bad idea.
Do you get super chats?
No, I can't get. I'm a long ways off from that still.
How many subs do you have?
440 something. I don't know. Getting close to 450 maybe.
What do you need for monetization?
1,000.
Yeah, you have to have 1,000. Then you have to have 4,000 watch hours too, which is
Jeez.
for a smaller channel it takes a long time. So I
Unless
think
you're Brie
like
Larson.
2,500. I think I
So,
have 2,500 hours.
If you reach 1,000 subs, you will be giving one book away, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I'll do the same.
Probably more than that. That's gonna be.
I'll do the
That's
same.
gonna be a monumental day, man.
I'll do the same. I'll add a book to it.
All right, nice. I like that. It looks like
I would
George
add a
is
book,
trying
but,
to get ready.
The only thing I'll give away is a Marvel one, which no one wants. So.
But I think the thing that frustrates me. Hey, Mets, how you doing?
Good.
I think what frustrates me is there are so many people. You got the Vinnies out there. You got people. Sim. They're just busting their ass, doing the work. They never stop doing the work. They've been promoting other people, building their platforms, fulfilling incredible books and projects. Nothing that never stopped. It's always been the same. So when people say CG is dead, or they imply that it's not what it was, and it's
people trying to hurt it, and at some point,
it kind of like, well, what about the people busting ass? I'm working with Ink Spots, a guy who has to Monday through Friday go out there and literally work in the trenches at his day job, and he's looking to ComicsGate to be able to free himself from that and do what he's meant to do, which is make fucking art. And it's like, don't tell me CG's dead. It's not dead. Nope. People are fighting for it every day, man.
It's easy to lose sight to the end game, but the thing is, not because we're going through a rough path that we have to give up. It's like they're saying, like one of my favorite saying is, when you're going through hell, keep going. Don't look back. Don't give up. Never give up, never surrender. That's the thing. It's an ideology. You stand by it, it's not gonna die. Some people may not follow it. Some people may shit on it. But dude, you have people like me. You have people like Vinny. You have many freaking creators around everywhere that were just abide by it, and that's it. We're doing books. We're trying to give quality and best, and trying to be good with our customers.
Exactly.
This is what it's supposed to be all about.
And
now,
like, you
now,
know,
if
Drew,
if
Mr.
the
E, all these people just
if,
busting ass.
please, if the horse that you bet all your money on is failed you, please don't reflect it on everybody else.
That's true, because some horses actually win. You're
Mm-hmm.
just not putting the right money on the right
Exactly.
horses.
Yes.
That's good to hear, Aces, because it's been work, man. YouTube. Yeah, I know. You know, some people strike fire or something happens. They get some kind of explosion. They do the right thing at the right moment. It can happen, or they're just fucking naturally good at this. They're entertaining, and people are just drawn to them. But man, if you don't, if none of those things come together for you, it's a lot of work. You
I
know?
think it depends on the content as well, because if you look like the drama streams and things like that tend to do a lot better and a lot quicker,
Right.
but they are attracting slightly less loyal people, I think, that are literally for the drama and will watch your other shit. So
Yeah, but the drama can cause a lot of backing, but also cause it a lot of refunds.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a double-sided blade.
Yeah.
And like comic book black belt mentioned that I'd like to address is what's more important, and that is that indie comics are flourishing, and services like Indiegogo are the new printing press, democratizing comic book publishing. I agree with that, because that's one of the things that I would like to put the emphasis on. Do not forget that ComicsGate is indie comics. It's indie comics that got infected and then grew up to go, dude. Indie comics was about being on PC, uncensored. Fuck off. This is what CG is. It's standing by those old principles that we all had and that we fought in 1984, where it's like, don't tell me what to fucking do or not do in my books. I don't censor me, and don't fucking pull that PC politically correct shit on me, please.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and like, look at how hard they're swinging at Dynamite right now. Like, do you think something gets
Dude, you
attacked that hard when it's dead? No, it's because it's still a threat.
Yes, and they even went out as far as getting a fucking Ron Mars there, trying to take dibs at CG again, and Cecil on the stream. Like, dude, it's
is
fucking
that the thing Anna was talking about?
Yeah,
I think Anna did a live stream on it. She was
Star Wars
pissed, dude.
Yeah, I think so. I saw it pass in my feed, and I started watching the thing, and dude, I'm disappointed. Who cares if you're disappointed? Honestly, I got offended, and I woke up the next day and I had leprosy. That's what sounds in my fucking mind. Who cares if you got fucking offended, you piece of shit? Grow a fucking pair of balls. Grow the fuck up. Be a fucking adult, please. People get offended. It's subjective.
Yeah, dude.
People get offended too easily.
Like one of my favorite comedians said, dude, I get offended by boy bands, for crying out loud.
Well,
Especially
you
those
get
Korean
fucking
ones.
rotten, then, mate. He used to be a Backstreet Boy, didn't he?
Sorry, Mertz. What'd you say?
I was just saying. Actually, I don't remember. Fuck it.
Happens to me a lot.
Something about the Koreans, but yeah. Anywho.
No, but this whole thing about getting offended is ridiculous. Like, for example, going back like earlier, Lucius wanted to hear my views on Burger King. Now, if I was an SJW, I would have been like, "You're fat shaming me, all this shit," like whatever the fuck they say.
Oh right,
But
yeah. See, I didn't
like,
even go there.
No, exactly, but it's not. It's like they take things the worst possible way. Like anything. It's you just get sick of it, man. Seriously, like looking on Twitter, especially over all this Dynamite shit now. The amount of, and that video you mentioned with Cecil, well, not with Cecil,
Ron Mars, yeah.
He's an absolute cunt, isn't he? Like, he's just, sorry,
Dude,
but he's
unbelievable.
Is that right now they're not relevant, okay, and they're fighting for it. That's the thing is, the way I see CG, it's like the rebellion in a way you could say. It's like we're standing here going like, dude, you guys are fucking infecting and trying to force people to do shit that they don't want to. Where you're trying to cancel people that because you don't agree with them, then fuck you, because this is not what we all agreed on. I know I'm Canadian, but it's the same fucking principle. It's fucking freedom here. And it's like, dude, if I want to be doing a book that's that's aimed for gays, like, like I do a superhero that's gay, then people will accept it if I do a superhero that's gay. Not if I do a superhero that's straight and decide to make him gay in 10 years. Right. Just because he decides to come out of the closet. That's the goddamn principle. You can do whatever you fucking want. But don't cry if your niche customer is very small. It's like me when I came in with Bloodhound. I could have came in with Not the Merc knowing that it has a bigger wide. It's wider as an audience reach, right? While Bloodhound is more, it's more like an action horror, and I know that that's more of a niche little thing. So I'm not surprised that I'm not going to be making 25K easily. Like that, people are like, I'm not sure, but I was fucking surprised that I broke the 12K. I'm freaking happy about it.
Yeah, dude, and you're
doing well, mate.
It's just one of those things where you just, I think you're going to improve every time. You're building that trust. You're building the audience. You're doing it right. You're always out there, dude. You're contributing to so many shows.
And this is like this is gonna be the second CG book that right. I'm on. That's out. Like I've been on Cybershop. Yep. This is my book, and I have another one, and I'm almost done drawing it. Like the new pages there on Tales from the Netverse, almost done, and I'm starting working on Tales from the Netverse too. This is what I do. Like,
but why are you doing that, man? CG's fucking dead. It's so pointless.
Because I'm fucking CG.
I mean, I just don't. That's what I don't.
That's the
how
thing.
Can something be dead when all I see are the smaller channels keep growing, keep simple, doing the work.
I'm not here for a political stance. I'm not here for politics. I'm not here to make a quick buck, dude. I could be a millionaire tomorrow. Okay, I could make Tales from the Netverse, right, and become a millionaire like Ethan, and I'd still be crunching and do what I do. This is what I love to fucking do.
Yeah.
Dude, you know me. I wake up and I sit on my table in front of my drawing table. This is the first thing I do in the morning. Then I go, I need coffee.
You do it until something breaks, and then you have to stop.
Yeah, it's what I love to do. It's like, dude, it's like when I said, it's like, I draw. This is my job. I draw. I get pissed of my job. I go, I draw. I get sad about something. I fucking draw. I draw all the time. I'm bored. I draw. Sometimes I go play video games with Brian, and then I go back to drawing.
Exactly. Hail, Simon. Hail,
brother.
You're fucking legit as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Exactly. That's why I hate seeing when people are like, it's dead, CG's dead, bro, or it's not what it was, or it can't be that again.
It's dead if you let it die.
No, it isn't. The same people that have been here are here still doing the fucking work, and nothing's changed. That hasn't changed one bit.
Yeah, because honestly, if you think about it, how many of us CG folk have just come out into the open and said, hey, you know what? Those guys are right. I do have too much privilege. I do have too much control over the economy and the media and shit. I really should take a back seat. Nobody's done that.
Nope.
Nobody's like, oh, you know what? They're right. Wolverine would be a better gay character.
Oh, God.
No one's doing that shit.
And whenever
CG, go ahead, Brian.
And when people capitulate, they don't understand. Like Warren Ellis just got canceled over some bullshit, right? Yep, I think because he was I think sexting like some chicks, and then like one of them found out like I'm not the only one.
Right.
And then he's like, oh, I'm sorry. They don't accept apologies. To me, apologies are sacred. There's a power. There's a real power in the words, I'm sorry, when they're spoken with sincerity, right?
Right.
And to them, an apology is just, aha! It's an admission of fucking guilt. It's not going to uncancel you.
He's a weakness in his chain, yeah.
So what people need to do, and I'm waiting for this, and I've been waiting for a long time now, is for people to for one guy to stand up and go, you know what? Fuck y'all. and then other people to go be like, hey, yeah, you know what? Fuck you. What are you going to do to us? What are you going to do to us? Right?
Yeah.
And Warren Ellis, who the fuck does Warren Ellis need? He's doing that fucking awesome Castlevania series. Right?
Was.
Yep.
Oh, is that canceled now?
Do you not
Probably.
know? Even
Probably.
though it's like one of the best viewed Netflix franchises of all time.
Awesome.
Warren Ellis, he's a heterosexual that likes to enjoy relations with women. That's like the bane of all evil. We can't have that.
Yeah.
We can't have that shit. Cancel him. Take away everything that he's done. Fucking morons.
Burn the
Absolute
old books too.
fucking
Burn the old
morons.
books.
Yeah, burn all the old books. Burn everything. Just burn Netflix for even employing him. Right?
I'd love to see him try and cancel Netflix.
Oh,
But wait a second. He created that show, right? So does he even need Netflix? Can't he just go to another fucking channel if that's the case?
well, that would be smart
depends
unless
on
you want to
license-
hire a rapist.
Yeah, it depends on the licensing. Who licenses? It's like if I approach Netflix because I want to do a project and it's Netflix that signed up with what is it, Konami? I think that owns Castlevania.
Yeah.
So if it's Netflix that has the deal with Konami and he's working on it, then not really. But if he's the one that has it, that has the support of Konami, he can go fuck Netflix.
Right, and Konami is a Japanese company, and the Japanese are already like getting ready to like put up a fight.
Dude, the Japanese have been putting their their fist up lately, going, "What are you guys doing over there in the what? Wes,
what's that?
what the fuck's going on there? Come on, guys, we love you guys. Bring it back." That they're cheering for us to bring that shit back, and that's one of the things that I'd like to do, dude. I'd like to get somebody like a Japanese translator for us.
Oh God! And
Like I have a French
translator and a Spanish translator.
Like I told you, I have the French, I have the Spanish. All
Yeah.
I'm missing is a Japanese translator. Because one of the ideas that I had was, what if we can offer our books with a digital download that can be English, French, Spanish? So we open the doors for other people.
Oh,
Nice,
Oh.
dude. That's really good.
That's a great idea.
really
oh,
good idea.
it would be beautiful, man. I mean, look, there's I think Scott speaks Japanese, doesn't he? Doesn't he live in
I
Japan?
don't know if he
No.
speaks Japanese, but he did marry a Japanese woman. Yeah.
He married a Japanese woman, but you could also go to Chester Bubsy, who lives in Japan, is a teacher there.
Oh wow!
I'm positive, like, he would definitely, like, help out if we made it worth his time, I feel.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
really
and
good idea, guy. It
Ma-
might even
Mr.
get to a place. I mean, if
and-
it got big enough, it could get to a place where you could even start printing.
Mhm.
If like it
Yes.
got to
By
a certain
demand, if the
level,
demand,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
And
That's
to address
badass.
Mr. Yunufi, like he says, that would be great. And I had that idea for the Spanish version for like since the first campaign, but it's thanks to you guys, CG Latino, that brought it back to my head. Like you guys, it's you guys doing that little CG Latino that kind of
Yes.
told me that, hey, dude, I had that idea, and I started talking with other people, and I'm like, what if we can get the French? We can get the French market, the French comic book market. I was talking with Brian about it, and that's when I'm like,
Yeah.
French. Hold on,
Oh,
Mexican.
the
Oh, dude, we
French.
get to Japan, and then we're pretty much set.
Yes, we have basically the entire comic book reading world.
Yes.
Do you know which country
Man.
we should definitely go into, though?
Which one?
Germany, because we'd fit in, apparently.
Oh,
According
hell
to
yeah.
what we're all called.
The Germans
I
aren't
got
that.
that joke.
The Germans. I mean, the Germans aren't really that into comic books. Last time I checked,
No.
because I speak German, I could translate my comic into German, but I don't think that there's really a market there. I had a friend that translated the first issue of Six Gun Gorilla into Spanish, but the people that I sent it to, I never heard back from them. So I don't know. I also heard from I got an offer from some guy that said like, oh hey, would you like your comic to be translated into and marketed in Japan? I was like, yeah, but he wanted like all of these like original files that I don't
Yeah.
have.
Mm,
So
Wait, why do you not have original files?
no, I mean I have like I don't have like the Adobe. I don't have the lettering files.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's what. Yeah, that's what I
He's
don't have. I don't
probably
have the
asking
lettering
for-
files.
He's probably asking for RAWs, which is
Yeah.
what most people use for translation.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, well, dude, why don't you fucking shell out fucking $300 and just have somebody fucking letter that bitch, you know? And my first issue has like almost no dialogue in it to begin with. There are entire pages of that dialogue, so it's not that much. It's not that much work, you know. I think
So
a good letterer
he
can do that in
just
an
wants to
afternoon.
use the existing balloons and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like that wouldn't always work, but I
Yeah.
guess.
Why not?
Well, because language is different, man. I mean, it might not fit. Might not
Yeah.
fit right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I got, you know, Heavy Metal's putting out these. Oh shit, I don't have it here. These beautiful.
I went
ahead.
through and I went through on old comics, like going through my old stuff, right? Because I had to get the old published that I lost, you know, so I had to go through old drives to get, you know, all the old pages.
Yeah.
And one of them was like, I'm getting everything relettered, right? I rework all the dialogues of the old stories just to make it better because I got better, right?
Yeah, of course.
So, but to emphasize the point you were saying, I went in and I deleted all the balloons, redid all the background that was behind the balloons just to make sure, because not everything fits in those balloons, and you cannot allow yourself to have one of those loose little ends or trying to make it fit or stretching the thing. It just breaks the illusion when you're reading a book.
I hear that, but I mean, isn't that the whole point of localization? Is finding a better way of saying it?
True.
Yeah, I mean, they're good
But-
translations or bad translations, you know.
Right.
And certain authors translate better than others. Like
That's the point. It's like, why restrict yourself by a size of balloon, right? That's already there. That's the point. That was my point. Where like that, my letterer is not restricted to that balloon that's already there to make it fit, make it look good. I can just go in and go, there you go, put that in.
And you're
Fair
right,
enough.
Brian. I mean, it's not like that's the, you know, one of the cheaper aspects of producing the comic is paying a letterer. So incredibly valuable, obviously, because bad lettering can ruin a great book in a hurry. But that's kind of the thing. You should just pony up some dollars and get it done properly.
Just
I
get
just
Eric
mean-
Webbers to do it. He does everything.
I just wanted to mention really quickly, like, you know, and Simon, I don't know if you noticed this, but Heavy Metal on their website right now, they're selling Requiem Vampire Night by Pat Mills and Le Doigt for like, you know, 50% off. So like $10 for these beautiful album-sized, thick comics, right? And the lettering's all fucked up. There's one case in the second book where there's a word bubble from Dracula, and the text is actually above the word bubble. I don't know.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Are
And
you
there's
kidding?
and no, not at all. And there's typos galore. Now, mind you, this is such a magnificently beautiful comic book. You just kind of go, what the fuck, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
you know, it's just like, fuck, it's like, shouldn't somebody have, like, did anybody proofread this thing? So
Yeah, that's terrible, man. You got to have respect for what you're putting out there. That's just a shame, man.
if I
Well,
was the author, I would be appalled. I'd be embarrassed. I'd be like, oh god, people
For
got
sure.
this book with my name on it, and like the lettering's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we would have to find people that we know are we'd have to find people besides the people that translated and lettered Requiem Vampire Night.
Yes.
Well, not only that, how many people see our movement and go, man, I would join that if I could speak English? How many French folks would be like, but of course, I'd join CG if I could. And like, you know, if we were like, we got a translator for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, there it is. But absolutely, because language is a barrier, right? When silent film was the standard, right? Before sound, look at how beautiful those are.
Oh, that is sick.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Before there was sound, cinema was universal, right? And
Yep.
then we had sound, and now it's all segregated ever since. It's been segregated by language. Here in America, we remake entire movies that just came out last year just to have them in English.
Yep.
It's
Right.
very true.
What
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fuck, right? So there
That's
is that.
bullshit.
Yeah, it is bullshit.
People
It
are
is-
lazy.
it
They
is
don't want to read
bullshit.
subtitles.
Exactly. Learn to read subtitles, unless you're dyslexic, in which case you have an excuse. But then watch a dubbed version. You know, I love Italian movies, and every Italian movie ever made is dubbed. You know, because they would shoot movies without sound.
Yep.
Right.
So even the Italian version was dubbed. So
Oh,
whatever,
that's
you know.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's oh god, it's or same thing with Chinese movies. Chinese movies always used to be shot without sound too, and I love Chinese cinema. But yeah, if look, we've got CG UK. Why shouldn't we have CG France? Why shouldn't we have CG Japan? We've got CG Australia? We got CG Oz. We got here in America. We got CG Dirty South now. We got
Why create more division? It's all CG.
no, it is. CG Québécois, CG. Like, we want. It's all about having open fucking borders.
I do like
It's
the
all
sound
about-
of CGQC.
right.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, and it's like, I think there's a lot of benefits, like CG UK being able to create that cross section within CG. I think it really helped that. I think it helped them grow into something special. It was like a beacon for everybody around them
it's
to like.
because they put
get
the
in here.
emphasis. They put the emphasis of their UKism. Get it? Like
Yeah,
they assume who they were and their humor. Like they went full UK. You know, when you're going to watch their show, you're watching. Like
Yeah, but it gives
Totally
you
different
something
flavors.
different to
You're
watch.
watching
It's
the Monty
different
Python type of
entertainment,
thing.
innit?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, it's
I know
different entertainment.
656 Comics is in the chat. I don't know if they're still here, but they're doing, they're doing a lot of cool shit too. With Spanish, they have Spanish streams. They're doing great shit.
That fuckhead reaction to that Dynamite, that little video that he put together, that was funny. The dog just jumping off the fucking roof.
I haven't seen
Here's
that.
Dynamite.
Those guys are entertaining as hell, man. I
haven't
dropped
seen
in.
that. Can somebody shoot me the link for that or something? I gotta see that shit.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really entertaining, and it's like this. I think this is all good stuff. There's so much room for growth in ComicsGate. It's unbelievable. This thing isn't even whispering that it's dead is kind of silly to me, because yes, it's changing. It's always going to be evolving. That's the nature. It's organic.
It's an organic thing. It's living. It's living. And it has a tendency to mutate. I'm sorry, you were saying, Dave?
Ryan,
No,
check
that's
your
all right. I
DMs.
was just going to say, speaking of CJ UK, in the private chat, I put a link in there to something Commie Marks just posted a few minutes ago.
Hell, Commie Mark.
Nice.
Have a look at it. It's
Let's check it out.
It's disturbing,
I love that dude.
but it's well, I'll let you decide.
CG Telemundo.
Oh man, sign me up.
Seriously.
Have you seen their Weather Women?
Oh, the culo, man, the culo. The caboose! Oh, God, Hispanic women are hot. I used to live in a Puerto Rican neighborhood, man. In the summer?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, man, I'm shocked I never walked into traffic.
This sounds like, the music on this video, Dave, is like, that's YouTube instant death.
They'll
death.
play it with sound.
So yeah, I
Watch
guess
your audio.
we could show it without sound.
I will check that shit out. For
Put your own music, whatever goes through your head at the time, and then tell me what it is, and then I'll judge you.
I just won't share the sound on this particular one.
Oh, and I just wanted to mention, we've got Rob Muerto. Fucking Rob Muerto's why am I blanking on the name of the country? It's where Moonspell is from. Portugal, right?
Oh yeah. And he does.
man.
Is that Tales from the Classroom? Is that
Which
his
is
book?
an amazing comic. Which is an awesome, beautifully illustrated, beautifully printed, all ages monster.
That's the thing. It's all ages, and it's like, that's a pretty. When it comes to ComicsGate, of course, we tend to lean toward the adult side, which is awesome. But it is nice to see that there's, we're seeing more all ages offerings, and Only Death Can Save Us is one of those. It's appropriate for all ages, from comic book black belt. So yeah, it's cool to see that.
We need that. We need that variety. Like when you would go to the comic book store or even like the old spinner racks and you would have comics for, I mean, you look at Japan, I mean, they really specialize and have comics for everybody, for like every demographic.
Yeah, you name it.
Aces is, and I tend to disagree more often than not with Aces, but I respect his voice. This is a discussion, and it's pretty silly to have a one-sided conversation all the time.
Hell yeah.
So but he says it's one thing to evolve, but once something changes and becomes everything it once stood against, it's dead. That's where CG sadly is at the moment. It changed too much and it died. And again, I will say to you,
I disagree.
There might be individuals where you've made that judgment that certain people or a cross section of people in CG have crossed that line for you, and that's fine. But don't take it out on all the people who have not changed a damn thing they've been doing since day one, which is just kicking ass, putting out great books, doing the work, man. It's not CG isn't dead because we're all still here supporting each other and fighting for it.
And I'd like to point out something. See, Brian disagrees with that. I disagree with that. Like I'm saying it, and you guys know that I'm very good friends with Ace. Like he's a brother, he's a friend of mine.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to shout him down.
He will always, I will always be, take his, have his back, and he always have mine. And this is then the reason why I'm saying this. It's, dude, we don't have to fucking agree on everything.
No,
to be friends. Like, not because I don't agree with him on certain things, that he goes out, like, he can go out after Ethan or something like that. Even if I disagree or I agree with him or I disagree, dude, he's still my fucking friend. And I'm still going to talk, and we talk about this shit. We don't fight.
That's the thing. He's respectful. He comes in.
Yeah.
And he's always welcome here to come in anytime
he's
he
always
wants.
Respectful. He's going to say what he thinks. But he also listens to what you're saying, and as much you can change his mind as much as he can change yours. And if we don't, and we just disagree, and that's it, then we start watching goddamn cartoons.
Yes. This is
Mogwai Centurion. This is the comment of the day for sure. Yep. See, that's how we know for real that CG isn't dead, because that comment right there.
Hell yeah.
It's awesome.
Hell yeah. Hey, I'm not the brightest bulb, in the batch. I'll be the first one to admit
we know that isn't true. You smart motherfucker.
But yeah, we have to. I mean, man, it's just, it's like Aces. He doesn't come in with like these ad hominem attacks or anything like that. He gives us his opinion, and it's not like we all then go, no, because, it's like, you don't want to like then swarm the person and shout them down. That's everything we're against.
Yep.
You know? And now I'm seeing, man, I got a fire lit under my ass this morning. I just crept out of bed. I haven't had breakfast yet. I haven't even had my tea. But I hopped on the twatter and I saw certain people going after my friends, people who are CG to the core, because of who they were hanging out with.
Yep.
And whose stream they went on to sell their art.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, Vinny was fucking pissed, man.
Rightfully so.
Vinny fired up is something to behold, man. It's a beautiful thing.
It is. Yeah, and you know what? It lit a fire under my fucking ass. I'm just like, really? Really? You're going to go after my man Preston? You're going to go after fucking Vinny? Who's more CG than the Fulfillment King?
Right now, they're going after everybody. Wanger,
Phil,
everybody. Let's just not mention names, and that's it.
What up, Art?
Art in the house.
What's up, bro?
Are we talking about a certain part of CG? I go take a piss on this.
Yeah.
Kind of guess. Right, that's cool.
Yeah, and you know what? And I just got a bunch of DMs saying, well, guess what? They're coming after you now, brother.
Yep.
Why would they come after you? What?
Let them come.
Well, because I
they are
my friends. Good.
Right.
Good.
No, how dare you stand up for your friends? What is this? What does this come to? We're all just supposed to cower in our little corners.
Look, a way I'm seeing it is, like I said before, remember the line I said? People they put their money on the wrong horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? And now you have a whole bunch of people feeling betrayed, feeling this because all their money was on Ethan being CG or something. Like I'm using Ethan as an name, but it could be different people, right?
Yeah.
And there's people having their fifis hurt and now overreacting and lashing out.
Yep. Exactly.
So that's why I'm trying to apply I'm not gonna fight with you. Like I can, like it's like somebody that just like lost somebody that he really care about. That's lashing out. That's how I'm seeing it a bit.
Yeah.
If
I
I
can
could just
understand
cut
that.
in and
That makes
comment
sense.
on something Brian said. Actually, I think it was Brian and Sims. Basically, you guys said, we fight about something and then we go watch cartoons.
Yes.
And it's important that that's how it stays, because if we don't include those voices, if we don't hear them out,
Exactly.
you get another CG. Only this time
keeps
it
us in
goes the other
check.
direction.
It keeps us in check. It keeps us thinking. Keeps us on our toes. It keeps us ready for shit like that. Like
Yes.
Aces see shit that I don't. I see shit that he doesn't.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's fucking important.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And
Yeah.
that's the thing is, consider this too.
Let's agree to
If
disagree was one of the best things.
Yeah, I disagree. Was it? I think. Why am I? The guy who wrote.
The name's not coming, but I know the line is. I may disagree with what you're saying, but I'll fight to the death for your right to say it.
There it is.
Right.
There it is. And that's it right there.
It goes to say that we here at CG have the freedom to say what's on our mind. That said, freedom isn't free. That's a saying that is often said amongst military personnel.
Mm-hmm.
It costs something to have the freedom to say what we
Damn, dude. Yeah, you're
feel
right.
we need to
I'm
say.
glad you said that. That's
So
very true.
and that's
Yeah.
why I've got this this respect for the original CG crew, where it's like they all got canceled, they all were like blacklisted, and then they came and started building something here and saying it's okay that you disagree that Jean Grey, should turn all the X-Men gay. It just crazy shit like that.
And one of the things, we don't just have people that got blacklisted from comics, and that's one of the things that I don't like about the separation that was made for a while, the pros and from the industry and shit. I'm sorry, you got pros like me and Vinny that we may not have been pros in the industry, but we got blacklisted. We had trouble because we were working in concept art, storyboarding for video games and movies.
Yep. And I feel like you guys are probably some of the more important folks, because you guys work in the background. Somebody takes, the title and the credit, but it's you guys that keep shit going forward,
Oh, thank you, bro.
Absolutely.
And, and that's what I'm trying to do now, is trying to get more animators, more creative talents, where it's like, you're allowed to do those things that are in your head that everyone else says you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yep.
I told one of my friends that was in movies not too long ago, because we had a discussion a while back. He's like, "Why are you in, so much into comics and shit?" And I told him the line, that Jim Lee said and a few others said is like, "I studied movies. I went to study into making movies, and just the work and the this and the stress and the rules and everything is driving you nuts. And I didn't have to deal with an actual actors. Get it?
Yeah.
I get to do a movie as a comic." And I reminded him not too long ago, like, he's like, "Dude, we're not doing shit, we're not doing that." And I'm like, "Dude, there's still comics, CG's there." And he's like, "Fuck you." The other day I had a fucking nice one of my friends that works at Ubisoft, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of my good friends. Like, I've never lost his support and stuff like that, right? And we were talking, and another one that's like agree to disagree, right?
Yeah.
He supports stuff that I don't agree with, but we're good friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Dude, I'm curious. Like, I heard you talk to me about the CG stuff for a long time, and I know what you do. And I just seen your book," because he saw the printed book. He goes, "Dude, it's even better than all the books you printed before." I go, "Thank you." And he's like, "Do you have any other of those CG books?" "Oh, yeah." So I pulled out my pile of fucking books, and I'm like, "Let's go through it." Boom. So he left with the 2 spare copies. I had a spare copy of Cybershock and Vestige.
Nice.
So he bought them off of me. And he's like, "Can I buy Through the Woods?" I'm like, "No, go fucking back his campaign."
Yeah, no doubt, dude. No doubt. And I want to hit on this real quick before it gets too far lost in the chat.
Sure.
But Drawing Aces once again.
Oh yeah.
You seem to be confusing my argument. I'm still here supporting creators, backing books, but the CG that I was proud to represent is gone. Now we're left to pick up the broken pieces. Now the sentiment here, I completely understand what you're saying.
Yes.
There's been a lot of broken hearts, dude, and a lot of sorrow over some shit that how some things have transpired, the way things have, it's been a bumpy ride lately. We all know this.
Yeah,
but the fact remains that there are people that have not changed at all through the entire fucking thing. And Vinny would be one of those. Brian would be one of those. Sim would be one of those.
Thank you.
Drew would be one of those. And George is absolutely one of those.
Yeah, man.
Who hasn't said a damn word. But it's like, come on. There are people here rock
George.
Steady, man.
Go check
rock
your
steady.
Go check your patty before you burn it.
This whole conversation is making me fall asleep. First of all, who
oh my God, it's testified. Wait.
Who's after you? Who's after you?
Nobody said it. I didn't say anybody was after me.
There's people that are after my friends.
Okay, who are these people?
Why would we want to name names at this
why
point?
would we want to name names?
Because you brought up all
There's
these people.
Yeah, he said there's people on Twitter. He doesn't want to mention name. Why would he have to?
Who's doing this attack?
Because that's some SJW behavior right there.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is, and that's what I've called it out as.
So what you're saying is SJWs are coming after ComicsGate.
No, I'm saying that there are certain people in ComicsGate who are acting like SJWs.
You mean the victimhood mentality?
And the cancellation thing. It's like, wait a second, you're hanging out with that person? Now, my attitude, I said right from the beginning when we had Schism number 2, I don't have a problem with anyone unless they have a problem with who I'm hanging out with. Whenever I've had 2 friends that like fight over some bullshit, right? Yeah. And they part company,
and one makes you choose.
And one comes to you and says, "Look, you need to fucking no more fence sitting. You need to choose." That's the person that I ghost. Simple. Yeah. Simple.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't tell me who I can and can't hang out with. That would be my message to the people that are fucking with Vinny, that are fucking with Preston, that are fucking with Wenger for going on Ethan's stream to sell their art. Now, making comic books is a job. It's a fun job. It's a fun job, but it's still a job.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to tell somebody, you know what? You could have made like a bunch of money to help feed yourself, to help feed your family, to pay your rent, but I don't like what this guy said, right? Or I don't like what this guy did. And let's also try to keep shit in perspective, all right? There might be people in CG we don't agree with. There might be people in CG that we don't like personally. But here's the thing. Ultimately, how bad are they? Are they Nazi war criminals? Do you know what I'm saying? Do they have body?
If we're going to go in that direction, I would like to point out the Chinese loading the Uyghur people onto trains, shaving them, raping their women, and just, organ farming them. So before you call us fucking Nazis, you better look in the fucking backyard of China and see what the hell they're doing before you start calling us goddamn Nazis.
And Yugoslavia... Dude, there've been so many, there've been so many freaking genocides. It's a cancer on humanity.
This is Gargoyle's job. He's usually the one that brings us down to the darkest, deepest, dankest fucking misery of the world.
Gargoyle.
Damn you, Mets.
But George. So I mean, I'm not going to name names, but yeah, there are people who are shit stirrers. And they're going after people who are true blue CG. Vinny, I mean, he's the fulfillment king. How many? Look, he's the anti-Critias.
More CG than Vinny.
You can't. He's the anti-Critias. He's the anti-Critias.
Dude, I'll repeat. Some of them are people that got their illusions broken down. Like they were looking up to some people, like let it be Ethan or others. They looked up, they invested into it, and then they see this, they feel betrayed, they feel lost, they feel something, and I can't.
Yeah,
You have to keep that in mind. That's what I meant by
I
lashing
know.
out. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because you're saying that you so that people don't think that you're generalizing that everybody that's doing something right now, expressing themselves on this, is because they want
Yeah.
to start shit. No, some of them
No,
are
I know.
really
I know.
genuinely like
Thanks for. Yeah,
hurt.
yeah.
You could say
Yeah,
about
yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Simon, thank you
Mhm.
thank you for saying that. Thank you for pointing that out, because that's the
Hey,
thing.
I got your back, bro.
I know. And here's the thing. I am a live and let live guy. I'm a peacenik. I'm not a pacifist, but I am I'm on the love train. Okay, I really am. I'm on the love train,
Yeah.
and but I can get angry. It takes a
Sure.
lot to get me angry, and the thing is when people get angry, they're not necessarily thinking straight.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of the things I keep reminding for like a few months to people. It's like, the best thing that my grandma ever told me, it's when you're fucking pissed off out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Shut your goddamn mouth. Go take a little break.
Go, yep.
Simmer it down, because you ain't gonna fix nothing. Because the only thing you can do, if you open your mouth there, be aware that you're just there to destroy things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, God bless your grandmother, Simon. God bless her. That's the truth.
I do. SK's been he's just been quietly waiting for me
What up,
to,
Scott?
as a terrible
What's
host
up?
that I
What up,
am, to
SK?
say,
Scott,
what's up, SK? And Scotsman,
morning,
how you
guys.
doing, sir?
Hail, brother.
Man, it sounds like look, I think I've missed something. It sounds like there's a lot of tension happening. Like
Yeah.
Oh no, there's
No,
nothing
just men
but good
talking,
vibes,
like we do.
and we're just disputing the fact that CG, the rumors of CG's death have been greatly exaggerated.
Yeah,
Sorry.
man.
I like what Lucius just said in the chat there. The love campaign.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And
I-
SK is one of these people that absolutely, again, proves that this thing is just getting started, man. He's got a new project. He's just getting email signups going for it. It's called Transhuman. So we're going to talk about that in a bit once we finish out this conversation.
And by the way,
we're
Brian,
gonna
that should be your new monocle. Brian Love Campaign Kreisgau.
Look, I didn't always used to be like this, man. The old punk rock me from like 30 years ago looks at soft, mellow hippie me now, and it's just like, oh God, I turn into that. But
no, it's fun, man. You've been able to experience life from both ends of the spectrum. That's awesome.
yeah, no, I had a kind of Scrooge moment, about 8 years ago. And because before that, I couldn't say that I loved people, and now I can honestly say that I do love people. And if you don't have love in your heart for your fellow humans, and that includes the guy that's waiting in line behind you at the supermarket checkout, that's a little too close, a little too antsy, getting on your nerves, you have to love that motherfucker too. It's not always easy,
brother. That's what front kicks are for.
Yeah, and and it's not always easy, but if you just make the effort, you will find it immensely rewarding. So yeah, no, I'm a peace and love guy. I really am.
Scotsman, it's a joy to see you on a Tuesday midday
Repartee.
in your
Hail,
home.
Scott.
Obviously, not in that office.
Hail, Scott.
In your
Like
natural
working at home.
environment. I like to see that, dude.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
How you feeling?
The coof has got us working from home again. So
Dial that mic up. Dial
your
that
mic
mic
is
up
low a
just a
bit, dude.
bit. Just a bit.
My
Give it a
mic
little
is low.
stroke.
Yeah,
Give it a
it's
little
like you're
stroke
away
and
from your
then
mic.
turn it up a little.
It's like you're away from your mic,
Because it's pointing at the screen and not at his face.
probably.
it's very loud in my ears, so maybe my levels are off.
This guy's the master, the
about
technical master.
Any difference?
Mhm.
He's
Not quite.
quite. George, I mean, I don't know. You didn't have a whole lot to say on this topic, George. What you cooking? At least tell us what you're making for lunch.
Nothing. I already have my potato, onion, and what is it? Patty, beef patty.
Okay.
That sounds
Well, wait.
tasty, yo.
You're supposed to use this show as a timer for your whatever you're making.
Well, I was falling asleep trying to figure out what these guys are talking about, and my meal was cooking.
Oh, okay. That's
I
fair.
was just going like, okay, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Hell,
You do seem a little hazy today, George, mate.
Yeah.
Yes, I am a little hazy. I'm a little
And
blurry.
still,
You know,
the
I'm
Blue
not-
Muppet
I'm
is
not
blurry. I mean, even the visual is a little hazy. So it's
I'm
like,
not seeing everything. You know, what's going on. So everything's a little hazy. You know,
Yeah,
I see
no.
SJWs fighting SJWs. I see Comics Gators fighting Comics Gators. I see Fandom Menace fighting Fandom Menace. It's like one of those WWE free-for-all ring matches. You know,
Heel
Yeah.
turns and shit. Yeah,
and yet here we are on this show, all
disheartening.
getting
I know.
along famously.
I
It's
know.
really cool.
It
Yeah.
looks like everybody's just jumping in the ring just for the heck of it. And
Yeah.
seeing, you know,
I don't even know that guy, but fuck him.
Exactly. I don't know who you are, but you offend me. Fuck you.
You know that guy, so fuck you.
Yeah, George. Look, this shit can be really disheartening, and it's very disheartening for me too. And I try to stay out of shit like this. It's just when somebody attacks my man Preston, somebody attacks the Fulfillment King, I have to speak up. I have to speak up when somebody is committing the exact kind of behavior that ComicsGate was created to stand against. You know, don't tell me when people tell me who I can who people can hang out with, who what stream they can sell their art on, and ultimately it's I could understand if these people had done something really heinous, right? Like what if they turned out to be like John Wayne Gacy, or if they were Nazi war criminals. You're doing business with that guy? Oh man, that's kind of shady. But people, but like Simon said, I understand. There are people who are very emotionally invested, and they get hurt, and they lash out. And so I think that's important to remember too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sim,
why don't you have a show called Simon Says? That's what I want to know.
Too obvious.
No, it's not. It's awesome.
It's called low-lying fruit. You don't go for the low.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. We know that low-hanging fruit is always successful, man.
No,
it's always successful.
Yeah, just ask Ink
reserved
Spots,
for
man.
men when they're in their 50s. That's when you get low-hanging fruit.
Or people like me who can't
I'm
jump
getting
very
there.
high. It's quite handy.
I'm getting there, man. Scotsman, what did you come in? Did you have something to drop on this topic, or are you just hanging out?
Saw that you were live. I'm home and figured I'd pop in. So, what is our topic? I didn't even see.
Nice. Well, we're the rumors of CG's death have been greatly exaggerated.
Do I need to be invested in the topic to hang out?
No, not at all.
No, not at all. You've already been hanging out.
No, you don't.
I just wanted to give you a chance. We're gonna. I have to get to. We've got SK here who is going to talk about a new project, but I wanted to give you an opportunity if you came on specifically with some thoughts.
I do have some
thoughts.
I do have some thoughts.
He is my favorite one.
Personally, I have noped the fuck out of so much of this drama.
Mm-hmm.
I have too much work to do.
Exactly.
Deal with any of these petty fucking arguments. You know what I'm saying? Don't lose sight of what we're doing here. We're comic book artists. We make art, we sell art. Stop with this fucking crying all the time. Holy shit. Your factions? Fuck your factions.
Yes.
Just be good artists and good to each other.
Yes.
Give
me a fucking break. I'm so
Amen,
tired
brother.
of this nonsense. You know what I mean?
So am I.
People
see, this is why I give you the opportunity to say your shit, because you're awesome.
Make stories about you. They have all these stupid theories, and they go about with all this goddamn intrigue.
The switching of narrative, like I said something, but that's not what I meant, and then there's this, and then there's that, and the repeated jokes. It's, dude.
See,
people are people.
Personally, it doesn't matter if you're rich or you're poor. It doesn't matter how many friends you got. It doesn't matter any of that. None of that matters. Only thing that matters is your integrity, your word, and your integrity. And And when people make up shit about you and impugn your integrity, you need to defend that.
Yep.
You need to depart from those people and not do business with them, because your reputation is more important than anything, because that precedes you everywhere, even when you're not present. So
agreed.
I don't take kindly to people impugning my reputation and my integrity. So take that for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yep.
Yeah. I always say honor and integrity are the most important things, because what really belongs to us, right?
There is nothing else. Your body.
There is nothing else.
Your body is temporary.
All your stuff, everything
is temporary. Your word and who you were, your integrity, your honor, all those things will precede you. Gone.
You have only one thing, and it's your word.
After you're gone.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Unless that is you're a president or anything, then they want your ass off Mount Rushmore. But that's another topic for another time.
Yeah, well, here in America, we're very into art vandalism right now.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, in Bristol too.
This
Razumaz,
is the worst. Bristol's
hits the nail on the head again. Wait, our reputation is important. What the fuck am I doing here? Yeah, that's probably why I might want to consider
you lay down with dogs, you get fleas, brother.
Scotsman, is Xenotype, is it still in demand? Can people still pick up that book?
Yep. Available, yes, it is available until I'm done coloring, and I'm furiously coloring. So.
Okay, and I do believe, yes, I have Xenotype link down in the description below. That's still available. People, Scotsman, busting ass, they're getting close. They're coming up to that finish line on getting this thing colored. 200 glorious pages of badass comics. So
amazing. I mean, the black and white looks amazing, and I know I've said this a billion times, Scots. You're probably sick of hearing it. There's no way that black and white art by Odie should look good colored. But you're friggin' killing it.
Yeah. And he's not getting a break after that.
Oh,
that's right. Oh,
do tell.
Hint. Nudge.
Nudge.
You guys don't know
say no more. Say no more.
We did make it official.
You did. Yeah.
He's the colorist of Not the Merc.
Yeah. Booyah! Booyah!
Nice, dude. That might be you might have a little bit more fun on that one, Scotsman. I'm not saying Xenotype hasn't been fun. I'm not saying it's been pure absolute torture, but
I mean, I basically had to create a new style to deal with Odie's art, because it is so energetic and different, So coloring something that was meant to stay black and white is definitely different. So, but I'm proud of the result, and I think everybody else will love it when they get it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay, SK, you've been so patient.
No, it's been interesting. Look, I'm, as you guys know, I'm from Australia, so I think I must have slept through all the excitement. That's
not a bad thing.
I agree with all your sentiments. Look, everybody who I've interacted with, and I've interacted with quite a lot of you guys already, has been fantastic. It hasn't been a case of, look, you went on this guy's show, you talked to this person, so I don't want to talk to you. It has never been the case for me that. And I'm just trying to make funny pictures and make people smile every once in a while, or make people gasp at, oh wow, that looks good. And I think as long as we're doing that, mission accomplished, really. Just do the things you like. If I see a project which is done by somebody which I don't like, like let's say that topic doesn't appeal to me, like they're writing about zombies and I'm not a zombie fan, I don't buy zombies. It's my choice. I just won't make it a point to go out and go, hey, get rid of those zombies. I don't want to see zombies ever again on the screen.
Right.
I just don't watch zombies, and I move on with my life. And I think that's probably the happiest approach.
Amen.
Now, you were the creator, writer of Terra Olympus, correct?
That's correct.
Yes, and that recently, not too long ago, that closed out. Really fantastic looking project.
Awesome.
Yes, and I know that you're
Today. So I'm picking up.
Oh, right.
I think there's 600 copies I have to pick up today, so it's a bit crazy.
Heck yeah!
Nice, man.
Congratulations, man. That's gonna be such a great feeling when you've got those those books.
Oh, I'll be posting photos up. Don't worry.
Good. And is this the first project you fulfilled on this level like this?
No, I think with Wordsmith I did as well. So I did one previous to this one. So and previous to coming to Indiegogo, I was working with different Australian distributors as well. So this is I think about the fourth or fifth time, but it doesn't change. Every time you actually touch the first print run, it still feels amazing. And I think most of you here as creators, if you actually hold a PDF, will not do it justice. When you hold that physical copy in your hand, it changes. It just feels amazing.
Yeah.
I can confirm. Like, I think I just bought Andrew Loomis's figure drawing for Everything It's Worth, as well as Framed Perspective Volume 1 and 2, and Framed Ink. These books look so much better in person than they do as PDFs. And I mean, they're just solid books. You know, I highly recommend if you're wanting to get into drawing, these books are amazing. But yeah, don't get the PDFs. A lot of these CG books, guys, you're going to want in person. Not that many of them offer PDFs. You want those books, though. Seriously.
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So your next project, SK, is Transhuman.
Yep.
Do you have a screen, something you want to share with us?
Oh, did I send you? I think I sent you the Google Doc link. Did you?
Yes.
Check that. If we can start with because the sign-up page is pretty boring. It's just a banner page. So
yeah, Indiegogo on their email sign-up page. It's I'm starting to work with it and mess around with it. It leaves a little something to be desired, honestly.
Yeah, so this actually, what I'm doing, which is slightly different, is save for Terra Olympus or whatever. I've actually, before I launched that, I actually had 95% complete. So there was some lettering, maybe a couple of pages to do, and all the rest of it. I'm trying a different tack this time. So I'll freely say Transhuman is not ready. We've just started coloring. So I think we've colored up to our 5th or 6th page. So we are way behind in terms of being able to launch. But I've never ever started early enough to take people on the journey. Usually when it's almost half done, I can get it ready within, if you guys know the printing process, it takes about 4 to 6 weeks. You get the proofs, you get the layouts. I'll give you an example. We had some drawn in here for Terra Olympus, and the graphics guy adjusted it in such a way that one of the heads were cut off. So, it's a lot of those double checking, all the rest of it. So for the first time, I was thinking, if I start the process early, like get the sign-ups, say 2-3 months out, I can actually have fun with walking people through the process.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's I'm glad that you're mixing it up and trying a new approach. I do think there is, there's obviously that benefit of people knowing they're going to get their project really quickly after the campaign ends or what have you. I think that organic feeling of actually being part of something as it's being made there's something special about it,
Oh, definitely. And it's something I haven't done before, so I think it'd be really exciting to say, hey, look, I'll do a couple now, hopefully get enough people on the email list. And the email list will basically be, hey, look, these is a story as it develops. So hopefully when it comes out, they would be very invested in, hey, look, I like the story, I like this, I'm in. So I split, and this is slightly different in my life, as you probably can imagine. In my life, I don't want conflict, but in the story, I love conflict. So transhuman is basically the term used when you start replacing different body parts with cybernetics. And the fun concept behind it is, and I actually was working for a hearing aid company at the time. I don't know if you know, but over time, you tend to lose the range of frequencies your ear can hear. So when you're really young, your range of frequencies is huge. You can hear a lot of different sounds. But as you grow older, you start losing those sounds. There's actually a really fun YouTube test you can do where they keep upping the frequency, and
Okay.
eventually only the kids can hear the sound. Everybody else will be gone.
Interesting. Okay.
It's primarily due to the atrophy of the inner ear hairs that transfer vibration to the bones within your ears.
Oh, that's correct. So when I was working with this hearing aid company, what they did was, for some people who have gone to accidents or where they've got a disease where their ear has been damaged, but their nerve endings have not. So this is something where the nerve endings have developed. Because the thing is, if a child has been left deaf too long, the nerve endings aren't there to hear the sounds. But if you put one of those really cool hearing aids on, you can start hearing sounds you may not have heard for decades. So I thought that was a really, really cool concept. And if you extend that concept a little bit further, your eyes can only see certain frequencies as well, from the reds down to the purples. Now, what happens if you get a bionic eye, which could let you see more frequencies, or if you get those bionic implants that can let you hear more frequencies? You're starting to experience stuff that a human will have never experienced before. You're starting to push through all that. So we had a lot of fun with that concept. And then, of course, the conflict then comes to it. There's another group who basically view any type of that as wrong, as horrible. You're messing around with human nature. So
quit playing God, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. Joe Rogan talked about this on his podcast with someone about a year ago, and they call it basically your sensory input devices, whatever the dermis, the nose, the ears, and the eyes. We have a certain range of perception that we can derive from those specific systems. And let's say if you didn't have a nose, would you know that farts existed? Hearing them, no, right?
Yeah, it's interesting.
So there could be an entire world of sensory input going on around us that we are not aware of, just because we don't have the systems within ourselves to perceive them.
Oh,
so,
man, that is a fascinating thought, man. Wow.
Well, like our sense of smell is totally underdeveloped, right?
Right.
You see dogs when they stick their heads out of a car window, aside from being really just cute and adorable, what they're doing is it's all about the smells that are going by, right? So they could smell like barbecue grills and other stuff. It's an entire, basically we're scent blind.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we lack the olfactory sensors up in our nasal cavity. Like I think one of the creatures on the planet has one of the highest densities of olfactory receptors is the polar bear, Ursus maritimus. They're able to smell seals like through 5 feet of ice.
Oh my God!
In the water below them.
Yes.
No wonder why they stay up there.
I almost feel like it would almost be kind of torturous, I would think, if we had that kind of sensitivity in
if you weren't used to it.
I guess you get used to it. You figure out a way to like filter it out, I suppose. But damn, it sounds kind of like, it seems like it would be agony almost.
Could be.
It's funny you bring this up, because I think I've talked about it before, how Vincent van Gogh was, it was believed he had tetrachromia in his eyes.
Right. Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why he went crazy, was he was trying to describe a color that to everyone else didn't exist.
Oh,
right. Yeah. And isn't that also what the theory? I think why he killed himself by sticking I don't know what it was, not knitting awls, but something in his eyes. Didn't he stab his eyes out?
No, he shot himself in the chest.
Oh, okay.
Most
yeah.
artists.
You're probably thinking of a film with a similar.
Yeah, you know what? I was probably thinking of X, the man with the X-ray eyes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, which is about the guy, like, really, I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It's a Roger Corman movie with Ray Milland. It starts out, it's like, oh, cool, he can, like, see through women's dresses, right? Like the old, like, you know, X-ray glasses, right? But then but then he's, like, seeing skeletons walking around, you know, people just musculature. But then he also starts seeing through reality. And he sees something. It's very Lovecraftian. He starts seeing this thing, and it's getting closer and closer, and he's seeing it more clearly and clearly, and it drives him batshit crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
See, SK, this is like what just happened with your concept, with you just starting to give us the lowdown on this. Look at what it sparked, man.
The
this is how you know you're onto something really cool here. So sorry to interrupt, but you know.
Exactly.
No, I love you guys talking about. If you can scroll back up, I want to show you. And so right now we're going through coloring, and maybe Scotsman can give his input as well into this one, because look, I love color theory. So if you go to the first page, just one page up. So what we try to do is, so basically you're playing two sides off. One side is very scientific, and one side is very emotional. One side is, hey, look, let's push the boundaries. You know, let's hear all we can hear, see all we can see, and all the rest of it. And one side is, oh no, you can't mess with. And so I put two panels up. The first panel is that scientist, and he's talking in a conference. So there's a screen projecting something behind him, but you can see he comes off as very blue, and that's very cynical, very, and that blue is not a soft blue. It's like he's standing in front of a screen, which he is. But you can then see the next panel, which is the priest, which is basically saying, God created bodies, and we're not meant to mess with it. And you can see the difference in colors. And I'm really hoping that in the way we color, or the color scheme that we choose, it changes the way people identify with each of the characters. Because I'll make it a point that not to take too much of a side in it. And the reason I call it Rivka's story is Rivka is the main character here, and she's transhuman. But the whole point is she's actually the most human of both sides, because these two sides are the extremes, and she's being very centrist. So she's the one that I'm hoping the audience relates to the most, because she's the one who's, her life is a mess. She drinks to fall asleep, and she just doesn't want any part in any of the debate. But because she got into an accident and some parts have been replaced, she gets kind of dragged along with all of this, and basically, in most cases, she doesn't care. She couldn't care less. So there's a lot of that, and so I'm hoping most people will respond to Rivka as opposed to responding to the extremes. But I present both sides, and I'm hoping that makes for that engaging story to go. You know what? There's so many points of view here. Is how do you want to play it?
Very good.
And so we then had fun.
That you've made the religious preacher very drab and very, I guess you could say, almost. I don't know. It's got kind of like a militaristic feel to it, where it's, it's just all these browns and very earth.
Well, earth tones. I was thinking, yeah.
That are kind of almost removing the righteousness and ethereal feeling behind religion, but you're boosting it on the panel above. So I'm feeling a slant towards the science side rather than the religious side.
Right? Kind of a little bit, and I think it's just because I'm a big sci-fi nerd, and I love all things scientific. So. Yeah. And so when I write it, I do realize I do have that bias towards, I like gadgets, I like
feeling the bias to the colors.
Yeah, but I also make it a point that in this case, the preacher is actually not a bad guy. When you actually do read through the story, you find out why he does certain things, and you also find out that a lot of things that he pushes forward has been taken a lot of it out of context, and actually gets back to your early discussion. He finds himself dragged into a lot of things when he says, no, I didn't say that, or no, I didn't mean that, and what the hell are you guys doing? I never meant that. So he gets dragged into quite a few of those things where he's going, you know what, there is a point I disagree with, but man, have you twisted it and changed it to something that it's not me anymore. So
one of the things that's lending itself to that is the fact that instead of using blues and grays to do the preacher's smock, his suit,
it's the browns,
it's browns, which leads itself to something that's more authoritarian and kind of, I don't know, less holy in a way.
Okay, no, and I think that's a absolute fair comment because, but yeah,
it's not a negative criticism. I'm just saying I feel the tone coming through the color choices.
No, I know that's not a criticism, and I'm actually really, really happy you said that because I think because with Terra Olympus, it was black and white and grayscaled, but I'm really, really happy people are actually inferring a lot of things out of the colors without me having to really specify it out, and I think that's fantastic. I think a good colorist can bring all that. There was one comic, Peregrine. I think you guys all saw it.
Oh hell yeah!
And I have to say, even if you look at the cover, and just from a coloring standpoint, look at the cover. It has that old 1950s feel to it. That old, the golden hour color. That really bright light. And you can really see it. And look, before I even dug through the campaign, immediately I know it's a hopeful comic. It's definitely a comic where there's hope in it. There's almost a passing of the torch. It's almost a bygone era type comic, and you can tell all that just from that initial color from the cover. Just one look at the cover, you can get a sense of what it's about. And I think, as a really good colorist, you can pick all these things up very, very quickly because I think. What was it? And coloring sometimes is a bit like lettering. You do it well, nobody notices. You do it badly,
that's the
thing.
Everybody jumps on.
Yeah. Seriously, dude, what you're showing us that you're using color in an intentional way, but it's something that the reader isn't necessarily going to pick up on with their conscious mind, but they're going to pick up on it with their subconscious mind. It's still going to affect the mood of the piece.
Yeah.
Whether they're aware of it or not. And man, this looks great. I just signed up for the email list, people. Get on that. And I can't wait for my copies of. I just double checked to make sure that I backed Terra Olympus, and yeah, I did back Terra Olympus. So
I did. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, man.
I'm picking them up. We have a lot of packing in front of me. Actually, there's one movie, and I always use this as tentpole for good colors. The Matrix. It's the absolute tentpole of the movie for it. And it's so subtle that I watched the making of, and once you watch the making of, a lot of things were going, oh my God, that makes perfectly sense. Every scene that's filmed within the Matrix has almost a green filter to it. You almost feel sick when Neo is in the Matrix. Because when he comes out of the Matrix, you also feel sick because it's a dystopian world. It's very dark. It's got all, but there's only one point in the movie where it's actually, colored, if you will, correctly, as in terms of, it's colored normally. And that's where Neo is training with Morpheus, when they are in another world, but the world isn't the Matrix. That one was colored nicely.
Yeah, when they're in the dojo.
That dojo thing. And you then find, and so they were using colors to really mess with people because every time you in the Matrix, you got that green, sickly feeling. It's like, oh, God, you don't.
That Japanese horror lighting, as I call it.
Yeah. And it's a testament to you as a creator, just how much the way that you think about all these different aspects. You're not just coming at it with words or this story. You're looking at the whole package, and you want to bring something to the table that has absolute power, and that speaks volumes about what you're going to be giving people.
Oh, thank you. So the next few pages are actually a lot more fun. We did a lot of color test, so with just the main characters. So if you want to scroll through, so this one has that almost blue filter to it. You can kind of see it's got that more grays to it, and because Rivka is kind of in the middle, you kind of see her colors will filter throughout the book. Yeah. So you can see this one's that much of a bluer color. This one's a much more darker color, so the shadows are a lot heavier. And again, it's very subtle, but the mood changes. And then when you see the next few, it actually becomes a bit more prominent. So this one has no blue or magenta or type filters to it. This is her as she's normally colored. And you actually get a different sense from her as opposed to the two other color tests, which are blue. And the last color test is the magenta one. Again, that's actually very, very different to the ones above it. And even the emotion, like for example, this one, she feels a little bit more vulnerable. It's a little bit more softer. Or you can feel that there's a bit more emotion in this one. You know, just a slight.
I definitely react to this one the most. I'm not saying it's right for what you're trying to convey, but I definitely reacted to this version the most.
Okay, and that's exactly, and hopefully with different scenes and you color it differently, you get that whole different reaction. And the last one I think is where she feels a lot more robotic in this one. It's the whites are amped up a lot more.
There's a loss of humanity a lot more in this one.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like this one wants to kick my ass.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that you're dealing with a machine now.
Yeah.
And that's the fun we have. And so I don't Scotsman, I don't know whether I know you're doing a xenotype with Liam. I don't know whether you went through this whole process with Liam, but it's actually a really fun process.
I kind of did it on the side on my own.
Okay. Well, but for me, my colorist we had a lot of fun because he was going, look, I want your input in this. Usually, most cases, we had a workshop. We tell the story and all the rest of it, and the colorist was getting really, really excited, and he was going, "Here's a couple of sample tests. We're going to have fun with this." So, I'm trusting a lot to this with the colorist, and I'm really enjoying how he's explaining stuff to me. And as part of the sign up, what I'm hoping for is he explains it to me, and then I can explain to the audience. And
nice.
But yeah, look, I have to give all props to the colorists. They can start explaining and doing stuff, which, man, I wouldn't have thought about as the creator. I'm going, wow, you actually come, Now
you see, you have exactly the right attitude, right? I always explain this to my writer friends. Trust your artist, because they're going to see things and notice things that you might not notice. And they're going to. You have to embrace the whole collaborative nature of the creative experience when it comes to making comic books, and you're doing that, and it's and you see how it pays off.
Oh, 100%. And the way he's explained to me was like, and he's showing me all these different color tests and all these bits and pieces. I'm blown away. I'm going, man, I should work with colorists a little bit more.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's a very underrated art.
Oh, 100%. And it sounds so bad that a good colorist will probably not get the credit they deserve because look, my guy has done all this thinking, all this talks, and we had all these chats about this. But I'll be honest with you, if somebody basically picked the book up, ran through it, they'll go, oh, I love the artwork. Oh, man, the dialogue's incredible. And unless they can pick up all the subtle cues from the coloring, they would probably just go, meh, coloring was fine. And it's done.
Right.
And I think it's such for me, I was thinking, man, if you knew how much thought the guy put into it, you'll be trying to analyze every panel.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, same with Terra Olympus. My fight scenes are still MMA. It's still
I know the fight scenes are very important to you. You put a lot of as well. I guess it's pretty clear that you put a lot of thought into every component and aspect of what you put out there. But I know that the fighting is very near and dear to your heart.
Oh, definitely. Look, like I said before, I don't like the and. By the way, I have watched all those old Arnie, old Van Damme movies and things like that. I grew up on those, but they're not realistic. Two guys do not just, they don't.
Van Damme's
but they're not meant to be. But
it's fun. Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. It's not meant to be. It's stylized, right?
Yeah.
It's like Scorsese said. Like I don't understand why
dance.
people. Exactly.
It's but then like you look. Era. Yeah.
Yeah. But then you look at like but then you have different degrees of fight choreography, and you look at the Chinese movies, you look at the Hong Kong movies, right?
Oh man, I love those as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
or like the
Flying
Thai,
Kung Fu.
or the Thai movies, the movies from the martial arts movies from Thailand right now are freaking incredible.
Yeah.
Have you seen the
Oh,
one?
yeah,
I think,
Hong Bak.
Ong Bak. Yes, that's the one.
Bak,
Yes.
Chocolate,
That was amazing.
Raging Phoenix,
Mhm.
and Chocolate. Also, Chocolate. It's about like an autistic superhero. This girl who basically has the same power set as the Taskmaster, which is to say, she can watch a Bruce Lee movie and then she can
Yep.
fight like Bruce Lee. And there's a scene where she's fighting like Bruce Lee.
Oh,
Then she watches a Jackie Chan movie, and then in the next
Jackie
fight
Chan.
scene, she's like Jackie Chan,
that's fantastic. Nice.
and so on and so forth. Yeah. It's awesome. I highly
Wow.
recommend that. Check
There was
that
Machine-
out. Chocolate.
Machine Gun Girl too was something.
Yeah. That is a lot of fun too.
Or did you see that mermaid thing that they did?
Oh, yeah, man, I did. Brutal.
Yes, it was.
So SK, I hate to do this, but I've got a week that you wouldn't believe. I've got a mountain of work to do, and
Hell, Roddy.
but we're gonna have you on. I'm guessing several times through this process with you as you get people signed up, as you launch your campaign. Absolutely going to be with you every step of the way. If you
Hell
could
yeah.
wrap it, give us that final little push, that little pitch for people to sign up to this project. Are you offering any exclusive perks?
Yes, definitely. So there will be some physical trading card. I haven't quite figured out what it is, but if you sign up and I check your name that it's in the sign up and in the launch, I will include a little trading card. I haven't got the artwork or figured it out yet, but there will be something special for you. I'll just show one. Can you show one last page before we
Yes.
sign up?
Please.
Yeah.
So, and I call this my artist almost quit on me page. So,
Keep going.
Oh yeah, and that's the last page anyway. So look, the main thing would be is there's a lot of dynamic panels. You know, although it's realistic, I still take the Kirby school of thought, which basically says exaggerate as well. So make it realistic, but exaggerate. So nobody will ever stretch that far. It's still a lot of interesting scenes.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. And the page before is basically the detail the artist puts in. You can see what I said was fill up a studio audience. I want all the lights up the top, and I want hundreds of people there.
Oh,
And
You
I
damn
think-
dirty son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah,
think
but that's beautiful. I mean, you really stuck it to your artist, but they delivered big time. That's
Oh,
good.
Yeah,
he
man.
didn't talk to me for a few days. He just he submitted it in, and he just goes, "Look, I just can't talk to you."
Yeah, let's.
We're
let
done
me
for a
see.
few days, and I was actually 50-50. He was going to walk on me because
Oh no.
and
Yeah,
the
that's
problem.
something.
Yeah. So
Wow.
So look, guys, thank you so much for having me on. I really, really hope you guys do sign up. I'll be showing you art pics, a lot of color things. Coloring is the big one right now because it's coloring through. But I'll show you a lot of the initial sketches, all the bits and pieces. And I'm really hoping that if you do sign up, you come for the journey, and you come to see all these bits and pieces, and you get that little special thing at the end anyway.
Yeah.
Hell.
Yeah. Beautiful, man. I've dropped the link to the email sign up again in the chat. It is also in the description below. Everybody sign up for Tales from the Natverse. That's also in the description below.
Hell yeah.
Find Bristoli and Dave on Twitter. I've been dropping links to Six Gun Gorilla. That book is still in demand. People don't miss out on this because you might not be able to get the first collected story for a while after this.
I'm gonna say this. We are gonna launch the campaign for issue number 8 this year, probably in the fall, and this will probably be the last time for a while that you'll be able to get the trade paperback because it's too confusing. It's too confusing for the consumer. So from now on, you're gonna be able to get the floppies, but not the trade paperback, probably.
Yeah, guys, and I can't stress this enough. You don't want to miss this collect. It's a beautiful book. It's a beautiful story. It really has a lot to offer. I'm dropping that link again in the chat.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that the response has been so positive, that people actually really love the book. You know, that's not me boasting. Man. That's me like, thank you, God.
Yes. And Mets, obviously, they can find you on Twitter at Legends End. Is there anything else you'd like to?
At Legends_End. But I would like to point out OnlyDeathCanSaveUs.com. Fantastic looking book. Fantastic pitch.
That's right.
Can't wait for that to launch.
That looks fantastic.
And sorry about that, Dave. I guess it's kind of. I was kind of wondering, did I make that come out too far? Is that going to mess with somebody's head? I guess it does a little. I'll play with that. But yeah, I'm really happy to help promote that. He did a great job on that pitch. And as always, be sure to hit GeorgePeterGatzis.com.
Hail the Blue Muppet.
Yes. I'm sharing the screen. I just want to give everybody a little update.
Let's have a look.
Next level, man. Next level. Oh,
look at that.
So what you're seeing is 5 books, which is including Brian's book in the order. But there's a problem with the order, and if you see if you look at the spine, you see how the spine is changing.
The last one is not the same. Yeah.
This is what a normal book should look like. You see the spine. There's a nice black stripe that centers on the spine.
Yeah.
The printer missed that.
I would still take those.
No. Not good enough. Not good enough. I had a nice talk with the printer. I told him I'm not opening the five pieces. I will send them back to you. I need I need this to come to me. This.
Are they going to take care of you?
Yeah, they are. I just want everybody to know that the last batch of books before the next campaign is they're going to be fulfilled shortly. This is the hiccup that slowed everything down right here.
Yep. Man. Always hiccups.
But it's on its way.
I'd rather have it awesome than have it soon.
That's right.
And he told me, and I think you like this gag. The printer told me, hey, you can always put a black tape on the spine. I go, what the fuck?
What?
Did you tell him you could also do your job right the first time?
No.
Right.
This was a gag. It wasn't serious.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So you can put a little black tape on the spine. I go, what? Are you crazy? You know? And you want me scotch guard the book so it's waterproof? Is that right?
Nice, dude. Well, I'm glad he's taking care of you. Very nice, man. And even though you didn't, we were putting you to sleep. We apologize for that. We bored you to tears today.
So boring. Everybody's
so sorry, George. I know
it. And thoughts and stuff and feelings and all that.
So
I know when I fail to entertain the Blue Muppet, it really the whole rest of the day I feel depressed.
It was like watching Young and the Restless.
And me was gonna say, that to me was one of the best shows we've done.
I enjoyed the fuck out of it. Yeah,
I enjoyed it too. But we entertained ourselves and we failed the Blue Muppet. We failed.
There it is. That's what it is. Scotsman, of course. We Xenotype is still in demand. That link is in the description below. Is there anything else you want to shout out today, Scotsman?
Just check out my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel, Scotsman TV. It's same as the name right there. So check it out. If you want to learn how to color, or you want to watch the book colored live, or watch it when it's not live.
Those are good streams, by the way, folks. Like, you would think that would be like, watching paint dry. That would be boring. It's really interesting.
Oh yeah, I agree. I've dropped in on a few of them. They're really cool, man. It's fun watching the process.
It is.
All right. Thanks to everyone on the panel. Had a really good time today. George, we're sorry we let you down. The chat, thanks everybody. Great contributions throughout the whole show today. Appreciate you being here. And we will definitely see you tomorrow. See you guys.
Peace, love, and soul, everybody.